This code book. Hello, welcome to my week one code book presentation. I'm Peter Romanek, and I'm currently studying for a data science master's. This code book will provide data on demographics of certain gym patrons, that being their age, their height, their weight, various preferences found within a gym, favorite workouts, what days of the week they like going to, and then the relationship between health and consumption of caffeine. That being during workout, how does caffeine affect a person's heart rate? And then kind of connecting caffeine in the fitness industry, right? So caffeine is a stimulant that promotes the CNS and increases brain activity. This is why it's often believed to, increase a person's endurance or just motivation to work out in general. And then just kind of emphasizing on the point that it's pretty prevalent in the fitness industry. A 2015 study found that in sample um, a sample of athletes, that 76% of them were using caffeine prior towards an event. And the goal here is really just to help provide insights to companies about the effect of caffeine on a person's health and preferences found within the gym. So for my proposed code book variables right now, we have our demographics of the patron, so that gender identity, their weight, their height, their age, how many years they have a weightlifting experience, right? And then also to really observe the effect of caffeine on a person's health, we can look at who the person has consumed caffeine, their resting heart rate during the workout, right? And then we can do that for other variables, such as, how many calories are being burned, the rate at which fat is being burned specifically, and the rate at which carbohydrates are being burned specifically. So, and then going forward, we also have variables where the patron has not consumed caffeine. So, for instance, during their 30-minute treadmill exercise, how much fat was being burnt, and they haven't consumed caffeine. And then conversely, we can also compare that to the rate at which fat was burnt when a patron has consumed caffeine. Then you'll notice too, for all these ones that were specifically targeting how does caffeine affect a person's health, we're using the same exercise. It's just to keep things consistent because different exercises have different intensity levels, and this just keeps it among the same. So, and then going forward, we have more gym preferences that we can obtain data from, like time the gym is visited, where the patron likes to work out at, how many days in a week do they go. Nice. And then here are just some more preferences a patron might have, because we're dealing with caffeine, a lot of patrons prior to us working out will consume a pre-workout to help motivate them during their workout or help increase their own intensity. So they might have caffeine or not. So that's a variable we can look at. All right, and then just some more variables here, and then missingness. So any missing data will be filled with 9999. So these elements, I believe, can provide valuable data to the company and insights in the fitness industry. So for instance, supplement companies that make their own pre-workouts that often have caffeine in them, they can decide if they want to use caffeine or not based off of the data, if it shows that there are health benefits or if it's actually hurting a person's health, right? And then also we can provide gym owners with insights on the exercise preferences found within a gym. So when they're looking at they need to upgrade their gym, are they going to purchase more squat racks, more treadmills, or more benches? And then also just the average caffeine consumption found within gyms. For companies that want to market caffeine, they can really look at the fitness industry as a potential huge target demographic that can be marketed towards their own like beverages that include caffeine. So really kind of where I'm going with this for my final theme for the project. I want to look at provide data for companies for the marketability of caffeine in the fitness industry, and then how gym preferences might impact caffeine consumption. So if a gym's open later, are people more willing to buy a product that has caffeine? And then further area for improvement for a lot of these exercises, I believe Fitness Watch would be more useful instead of a actual like measurement unit, because we can just get more data, but we might have to switch what such as like how much carb they're being burned. We might have to switch that to a different variable, just depending on how realistic it is to collect this data. Well, thank you for listening to my presentation.